obnoxious. Religion is also dangerous. In Kansas, you probably heard last year, the Board of Education stopped teaching evolution. Apparently the jury is still out for them on evolution. Actually, it came in 1925 in the Scopes trial, but okay. They thought the money would be better spent warding off the Blair Witch and posting the Ten Commandments in the school as a plan to protect their children, which would be good for 12th century Turkey. After this, we're going to fire the meat inspectors and protect against the E. coli virus by saying grace. Pat Buchanan, running for president, proudly says he does not believe in evolution, and he's not too sure about gravity. But I'll also tell you this about Jesus. He is not a Republican. I don't know how this party... No. I don't know. I don't know how this party took over Jesus Christ. What an unholy alliance. Because, you know, back in the day, the Republicans used to be hot for money, not for Jesus. That's what I liked about them. Jesus would not be a Republican. He needs a shave and a haircut, and he's... You know, he hangs out with the poor, he's compassionate, he's got a hooker friend. He's Ted Kennedy, this guy. God the Father, there's a Republican. the I'll drown your ass if you fuck up guy, that's a Republican. But he's a Jew, he'll never get the nomination. But that's what a Republican should be. The problem is Republicans don't act like Republicans anymore. I don't want a compassionate conservative. When I vote for a Republican, I want two things, a prick and a square. Okay? Republicans traditionally provided the motivation America needed because Republican philosophy is based on the fact that a tiny percentage of fat cats can convince zillions of people who could never be fat cats that they might. That's, how else do you sell trickle-down economics? How else does that sound good? They're practically saying, we're pissing on you. That's trickle. You know, the right wing always says, you know, you liberals, you don't get it. I do get it. I get it. I just don't agree with it, okay? But I get it. That one half of the country and one party represents people who are romantically head over heels in love with guns and trucks and replacing the Bill of Rights with Leviticus. I get that. Where's the other guy, though? Where's the guy who stands up for science and rationality and protecting the environment? But look, I congratulate the winners. You know, George Bush, he won this one fair and square. And he did. No. Oh, come on. He's a dreamer. He had a dream to cut taxes for rich people, and he has stuck with it. You know, he recognized that there was a tragedy in this country, that there was no safety net for our richest 1%. I love the way he goes out into the country to sell his program, and he always speaks out against the people back in Washington. You know, the politicians. You know, that Washington crowd. Who is this guy kidding? Yeah, he's a Washington outsider. He's had a key to the White House for 17 of the last 25 years, okay? Nothing has happened in Washington without the Bush family getting a cut since I was in high school. They filmed The Exorcist in Georgetown, but Satan had to run it by Jim Baker first. I guess that's what I don't get about America, the priorities. You know, that's where I just don't fit in. I don't understand our priorities. I don't get it that people get so worked up about gay weddings or whether Janet Jackson's tit fell out of her bra for 1 second. I mean, if you hadn't seen the Janet Jackson episode, you know, because you sneezed, and you had just seen the reaction, you would have thought that Justin Timberlake took out his dick, stripped her naked, and did her over the back of a chair, Kobe style. Then the reaction would have fit what happened. Then I would have said, okay, they're right, that is too far. You know, because that's what people said. It was like, yeah, but it happened at the Super Bowl. Oh. Right, I forgot it happened at church. Did you see a reporter asked the president why he didn't do what his father had done, which was to not occupy the whole country of Iraq? And Bush said, I answer to a higher father, because, you know, Jesus was all about the military invasions. If you read the Sermon on the Mount, it's a lot about shock and awe. New rule, people from Texas can't be president. How about that? Wouldn't that solve a lot? And people from Texas just think differently, okay? They wanted to be their own country, and perhaps they should have been. They're cowboys. And by the way, speaking of cowboys, what is with Bush wearing the cowboy hat and the cowboy boots and the cowboy belt? Memo, there are no more cowboys, which means you're wearing a costume. Okay. You might as well be dressed as Sherlock Holmes or a pirate. The president wears a costume. Just, if you're okay with that, I'm okay, but... Also, how did the South get to be the part of the country where the super patriots are? The South, the only part of the country that ever actually committed treason by seceding. But that's where the super patriots are now? Okay, you know, people who do Civil War reenactments, which is stupid on so many levels, but you know, just to begin with, you're reenacting something you lost, okay? It's like having a big party and inviting all the chicks who ever dumped you. And I know people are saying, oh, Bill, you're so mean to the rednecks. You know, I'm not mean, I'm just reporting it. I'm not making this shit up. But truly, America loves a second act story. This is the land of second acts. We love redemption. People love it that George Bush was a drunk till he was 40. But then, through the love of a good woman and Jesus Christ, he found his calling in life, destroying the ecosystem of planet Earth, apparently. If George Bush had gone overseas, like so many brave young Americans do, he would have come to understand what all of them understand, which is that people who are not like us are really not like us, okay? Every time Bush talks about they hate us for our freedom, I just want to slap him in his two-dimensional mind, okay? They hate us for our freedom. They hate us for our freedom. You ought to get a fucking parrot. They hate us for our freedom. They hate us for our freedom. You tell them, Fluffy. They hate us for our freedom. That's right. Saddam, 9/11, they hate us for our freedom. I'm out. That's it. What? So, you know, this idea of freedom can work anywhere. Maybe, and maybe not. Maybe the Muslims are just a little too religious to have freedom work. I hope it can work, but, you know, I know it's politically incorrect to say it, but, you know, maybe not. Maybe it won't, you know. Maybe it's like when Elton John tried to marry that chick in the 80s, you know. Good try, but it just wasn't going to stick, you know. And what can I tell you? Freedom means different things to different people. The Quran says freedom is just another word for nothing left to lose. No. How about the judgment not to hold anybody accountable for these massive intelligence failures?